ready.
Well, obviously, that game got away from us in the first half. We've got to find a way to start faster. Those guys did a fantastic job. Akers is an amazing player, and Coach Willie, obviously, that was a good football team. They did a nice job as coaches, and we need to regroup and get back home to the Dome and see if we can find a way to get a W, which we haven't had in a long, long time.
Questions for Coach? Yes, Josh.
With the Wildcat that Akers was in, what makes that so hard to stop, and just kind of what do you see from that?
Akers is the type of back that can break, 2 or 3 tackles every time he touches the football. And when you get into a Wildcat formation, basically you have 10 blockers, and somebody's got to fight off a block. But normally in that situation, instead of him having to break tackles on 3 or 4 guys, he's only got to break tackles on 1 or 2 guys that have the type of runs that he has. When you got a first-round draft pick and you've got 10 guys blocking, that is a really, really good formation. I would be very surprised if they don't continue to use that throughout the year.
Was that something you guys had kind of seen on film coming in, or not really?
Not to that extent, and if I'm not mistaken, he threw the ball a couple of times from it as well, and no one anticipates that. And he's got a decent arm, actually. The ball was spiraling and was coming out. So I would imagine that that's something they're going to continue to do down the road.
Steven?
We know Ryan Alexander left the team earlier this week. What can you kind of share about that? You said you were going to make adjustments to the lineup. Did his decision to leave precede that, or was it afterward?
It actually was. He made that. He decided to quit before all that happened, and he didn't come talk to me. I haven't spoken to him.
So how did you find out? He just didn't show up Tuesday?
His O-line coach. He called his O-line coach and told him.
What does that do to a team that's already going through this? How did you see the guys maybe react to it early in the week?
We don't react to guys that quit.
Other questions? JP?
Coach, in the fourth quarter, you had those 2 rushing touchdowns. What were some of the adjustments that you made in the fourth quarter that allowed you to actually get more momentum going forward on offense?
Well, first of all, we wanted to run the football. And it's not that we didn't want to run before, but we were going to be headstrong about it. And I'm sure I looked out there a couple of times, and there were some 1s out there, but there were some 2s out there as well. So let's keep it real. But also I think after the first touchdown, they put the 1s back in, and I want to say that the second touchdown was against the 1s. But it was just those. I think the guys finally had enough. They kind of reached the boiling point, and they really wanted to move the ball on the ground, and I thought they did a nice job. I'm fired up about that. To me, that was the best that we've ran the ball probably in the last 3 games against really, really good competition that didn't want us to do it. Those D linemen are real in there, so that's something to build off of.
Steve?
Why did you go with Bergeron, and what did you see from him today?
Well, he's a fighter, and he's a lot older than a normal freshman coming from Canada, so he's got a little bit more physical maturity than some of the other younger guys.
I know you fiddled with the idea of Carlos back inside and Service outside. Why not go with that?
Because Carlos has never played center before, and the nose tackle for Florida State is a 1st or 2nd round draft pick.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Darius?
Over here, Coach. You mentioned at the beginning of the year that you were willing to go into the season having an offense that needed to catch up to the defense and the special teams. I guess kind of where are you at with that now in terms of maybe the patience you have in the offense and the inability to kind of score some points?
Well, I have patience, but my patience only goes so far. I thought that the offensive line did a better job. I really do. I'm a little surprised at how the 7 sacks, I guess. I'm a little surprised at that. But I thought they did a better job, and I thought that there was some fighting going on. I mean, as far as trying to move guys out of the way and stuff like that. There was some growth in that group. Now, I don't like the number, and I don't like being last in the country in sacks, but as far as what I saw out on the field, based off of what I have been seeing, there was some growth. We can build on that.
Nate?
Going to test your memory a little bit, but way back after the Notre Dame game last year, you said something to the effect of the younger guys weren't ready for that type of stage. Now you hope the next time they would be on that stage, they'd be ready. As you've taken stock of this 3-5 team, are those younger guys making the progress you wanted to see, or are we off schedule here?
I think all the guys need to do more. I really do. And I'm not satisfied. Anytime you get in a losing streak, you're not going to be satisfied. And it's hard to be able to find the positives. There's positives in there. But we need to work harder, and we need to, how do I say it? Winning is so difficult, and when you have an opportunity to win, you need to embrace it. You need to celebrate a win. And I think now that we're seeing the backside of that, the difference between winning and losing is so small. A penalty here, stepping off there, a mental mistake on an onside kick to start the second half. Just those things can't happen if you really want to win.
Josh?
I guess what happened on the onside kick?
There was a mental mistake.
2 more questions for Coach. Josh?
As far as just what you've seen from the team, do you feel like in the last couple of losses you keep seeing the same mistakes over and over again? And do you feel like some of those are starting to get fixed, or is it the same issues?
Like I said, the frustration in me is seeing the same thing happen over and over. I do think there were some positives in the offensive line, which is I'm not going to say the word excited, but I'm like, hey, okay. Well, I did see some growth there. And I thought I saw the backs run hard. There was some hitting going on out there. And there were some guys smacking, and I saw some of our backs run into some of their linebackers, and their linebackers tapping out because their head was a little light. So that was good to see those guys trying to be their own blockers, so to speak, and just not fall down where the hole is to try to attack the guy that's trying to try to tackle him. So I saw some physical runs out there. Saw the quarterback take off and put his body in harm, which was, whoa, okay, that was good. So there's some good things out there that we need to build on, but overall I think we need to continue to grow.
Last 2, JP and Steven.
Any update on any of the injuries like Cisco or Dakota?
Not at all. Those guys. And here's the worst thing about traveling and having some owies. There's nothing worse than getting in an airplane and being squeezed in between a whole bunch of big guys and not being able to stretch your legs out, and then fly all the way back up to upstate New York and with air pressure, and then if you're swelling, it swells twice as much. So there's nothing fun about it, but I won't know about those guys in probably Monday evening. Okay.
Steven?
You said going into the week that you would use as many quarterbacks as you needed. You obviously only used one. What went into that, and was Clayton fully healthy to do anything you wanted him to do?
Clayton was ready to go. He was dressed. He was ready. We just didn't get a situation with 6:45. We were going to put another guy in, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we got the ball back at 6:45. It was 6:45, right? Yes, right around there. We were going to say, okay, well, you're out. Let's go with somebody else. But the time ran out.
I was kind of curious more as a design, not that he can only run the ball, but in the same way you had schemed him in for Pitt. Was that something that didn't work against what you saw with Florida State?
They were blitzing us a lot, and if you go back and watch the tape, here's the thing: they were blitzing a whole bunch in the first half, a whole bunch.
Yeah.
They didn't blitz nearly as much in the second half, and that could be some reasons for the success as well. And what we need to do is go back and handle the blitz better.
Thanks very
Okay?
much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.